Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about failed products. It's a little bit of a different concept than my usual videos. In today's video, I was part of a podcast and I was featured together with Norman Farrar and Chris Thomas on the Seller Sessions podcast, which is hosted by Danny McMillan. Together, we are 7- and 8-figure Amazon FBA sellers and e-commerce sellers in general. And we today are going to reveal some of our failed products. So know that some of these are really funny products. Just thinking about it makes me really laugh. You'll understand why very shortly. But we all have had our failures. So we are successful sellers and we are successful in what we do, but all of us have been through some sort of failed product or failure throughout our journey. And it is important for you to know that if you are scared of failing or if you have had a failed product, we are here as an example to show you that even when you fail, you can get through that and also continue to sell other products. And no matter what your failure is, you are able to learn from those failures. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sharon Evan and I'm a 7-figure Amazon FBA seller. And on this channel, I share different types of information about Amazon and e-commerce in general. So if you're interested in that, make sure to hit the subscribe button and also that notification bell so you know when I bring out more videos. Anyway, let's get into the video. I know it's a long one. I really encourage you to watch it till the end because it's pretty hilarious.
Failed products part 4. We're going to have some interesting stories today. Welcome back to the show. Of course, the man with the biggest beard in the game is back. We all love him. Norm Farrar is here as well. So Sharon, Norm, Chris, we'll get started in a second. So, Chris, would you like? Let's do a quick intro on your background and yourself, just for the regulars here, and then you can tell us the first product.
Are we aware of like the cutest cat in the world behind Chris's head?
What, up on the cupboard?
Can you see the cat? Yeah, there's a cat right there.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Chris.
No, it's all part of the fun. It's live, isn't it? So it's all good.
Okay, so my story, very quickly, I started selling online way back in 2001 when e-commerce was starting to move. So that was good, and I learned a lot about SEO. Then I pivoted to Amazon in 2014-15, and I've been selling on Amazon for 4 or 5 years, obviously. Had quite a few ups and downs there. I run a podcast called the Australian Seller Podcast. I do a bit of coaching. I've got a group, usual sort of stuff. So that's my story. Sharon, here's Sharon with the weather.
Excellent.
Cool. So my name is Sharon Evan, and I am an Amazon seller, and I've been selling online since I was 15. I started selling on trademe.co.nz. I have been on and off selling for the last 15 years, 16 actually, I'm 31 now. And I've been selling on Amazon since 2016. I have a YouTube channel called Sharon Evan. I have an Amazon FBA group right there. You can see it, Amazon FBA Alphas, and I do one-on-one coaching. And that's me in a nutshell.
And the bearded
Norman.
one.
All right. What about the cutest dog in the world?
Oh, look at that dog. What a beauty.
I got my glasses on, so I can't see it. I could only see the cat because it was moving. It is a very cute dog.
Anyways, I'm Norm. People know me as the beard guy, I think. I don't know why, but I've been online probably since mid-90s. Been involved with a variety of different businesses, from manufacturing to fulfillment to sourcing, logistics, and you pretty much name it. Amazon kind of is my perfect storm. It kind of all came together, and I started back, I think it was around 2014, I think it was 2014. Can't keep track of time. I'm old. Anyways, that's me.
Okay, so let's get into the guts of the show. So, Chris, product number 1.
Yes, I've got a few here that I'm quite ashamed of. Luckily, all these products didn't lose too much money. One's still in play if we get time to do it today. I'm not sure. But the first one was actually an A-frame chalkboard. All right. So this was about 2 years into selling on Amazon, and I was over in Hong Kong with a good friend of mine, and we were walking the HKTDC floor looking for products to sell on Amazon in a new partnership together. We stumbled across an A-frame or a chalkboard booth on one of the levels that had an A-frame chalkboard sort of sitting outside of it, and we started chatting to the booth owners, as you do. We're sort of looking at it, thinking there's a bit of potential in that, and we sat down at a table with our laptop and pulled out at that stage Jungle Scout to have a look at what was happening in the A-frame chalkboard market. And sure enough, the top seller there was like a 2.5 star or 3 star with doing about 80,000 or so estimated revenue a month at about $110 or something. So we raced back to actually what we did was we brainstormed what would we do with this A-frame chalkboard if we were to sell it. And one of the things that Mick came up with was, well, why don't we just put wheels on it? And the reason for that was because, first of all, there was lots of people walking around the event with their rolly suitcases. And the second reason is that a lot of the reviews were from, I guess, girls or women that were running small shops, and they had to drag these very large chalkboards in and out of the store, and the feet were getting broken, and so we figured that wheels would be a really good idea. Anyway, so we went back and we asked, can we get some wheels on the board? Do you guys want to see it? Maybe I could share, and you can actually see the product. I do apologize. So we totally over-engineered it. Obviously you can see the wheels there. We included like a whole bunch of like chalk, and we had it so that the boards could come out. They were magnetic. Anyway, so we shipped these items in, and then of course we got hit with the inventory management placement fee. So let's break down the numbers here. We had a product that we were buying for $27, and then with shipping it worked out to about another, I believe it was about $6 to $7 by sea. So anyway, it ended up that actually that landed cost to an Amazon warehouse was about $40, and we were selling for $110. So everything so far looked pretty good. Then we got the inventory management placement fee because Amazon wanted to send the products to 3 separate warehouses: California, Chicago, Pennsylvania. So we decided we didn't want to do that because that was just too much of a logistical nightmare. So then we got hit with another $700 in inventory management fees. Then we found out that when each unit was fulfilled, Amazon added an additional fee that we weren't aware of, which was another $17 on top to what was it actually called? The weight handling fee. So by now we were up to about $50 or possibly even $60 in fees, including the standard FBA fee plus the cost of the goods. So we were actually only making about $10 a unit. Throw in a few returns, and we also did 2 sizes. We managed to sell through I think it was about 200 units, and just managed to break even on that product. But yeah, we probably won't do that one again. It was just way too hard. So that's a really good lesson, I think, in oversize and not really understanding what all the fees are going to add up to. So
you had the weight handling fees. What was the 2 additional fees on top of the
inventory management or inventory placement fee?
Yeah.
So normally, rather than having distributed placement, we got hit with the putting it into one warehouse rather than 3. Yeah. We got to pay extra for that, obviously. There was a standard set of Amazon fees, which were $32. So it was $32 for the standard set of fees plus an extra $17, I believe. I'm just looking at my notes here. Yeah, we were cooked on this one. So there wasn't any money left in it. And then, of course, there were other big competitors that came in. I don't know if you guys have ever seen VersaChalk. They came in with their own A-frame chalkboard, similar price, much simpler board.
Could you have not simplified this product though? So for instance, you've got all these fees, and couldn't you have just stripped it back? Could you have done a bill of materials, worked out each component, and looked to where you could make some savings and re-engineered the product?
Well, actually, we did look to re-engineer the product. We decided to, for the second run, if we were going to do it, and one of the other reasons that we didn't do the second run was because by now the manufacturer was totally sick of us, and we could be bothered trying to find another one. But the second run, we were going to put a much bigger set of wheels just on 2 of the legs, just pinned through. So there were wheels on each leg plus a handle, and we were just going to keep the boards locked in the panel and not have them come out. So look, the product's probably still a good idea because no one is still using wheels on a board, on a chalkboard. So I think to simplify the product probably would be the next best option. It's just something that I haven't actually gone back and decided
that was going to be the question I asked, right? Because if you've got this product here, like if yours is the only product in the marketplace with wheels,
Yep.
Is there a reason behind that? Like, for instance, the first thing I thought, I looked at that chalkboard, although it's going to, it'd be easier for smaller people, you know, whether that's men, women, or whatever, to take that board out and it's clunky and everything else. What about if you're on the high street and you're on the piss, like on the slant, you're on wheels, right? So that's one thing. And what happens when the wind blows and it's on wheels? Were you able to have locks on the wheels, much like on buggies? Is that how you did it?
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, they also came with feet, so you could actually unscrew the wheels out of the bottom and put these really nice feet on top. Yeah, so you could have wheels on two legs and feet on the other two, or whatever.
Yeah, and the thing is, the weight problem is that you want the weight distribution there. If you went and made a lightweight frame out of plastic, it would just blow over. So you needed that weight, didn't you?
We did, but the weight actually came because of the fact that it was magnetic. The boards are actually steel.
Yeah.
So and there were two of them, one on each side.
Gotcha.
So anyway, and that's because they were steel and it was quite heavy. That's where we got hit with the weight handling fee that we weren't expecting. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a weight handling fee before and since.
So how long did that take you to get through that product in terms of finding it, sourcing it, developing it, launching it, canning it?
A good probably 10 months, I think. It was probably around at least 4 to 5 months. There were 2 rounds of prototypes, so we had to wait for those to arrive in Australia, which can take a long time from China. Very expensive, obviously, with all those fees, couriers and whatnot. So yeah, getting it done and then getting it via sea to Amazon was another 4, 5, 6 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
And then selling through wasn't too bad. I think it was about 4 weeks to get rid of a couple of hundred, something like that. So, wow.
Yeah. So effectively you lost, well, you're working on other things, but this is what people need to understand is when you make a mistake, it's 10 months of your time, and time is something that you can't get back. So even though you broke even, I know it's not a wasted time. You probably learn a huge amount from that, like what not to do again, or if you to go again, you can re-engineer and learn from that and like, okay, I'll go back into oversized again. But I think the magnitude of losing 10 months is quite a bit, isn't it? And sometimes you put your time above the value of the actual money itself, the monetary value. Yeah,
but look, this is like you said, you learn a lot from the mistakes that you make. In fact, you learn a lot more. But at the same time, it's actually really fun. So it's while we're in business, and sometimes you roll the dice, and I mean, we could have had an absolute total winner on there. Maybe we estimate it was probably, we got it right, we were probably going to look at a good 50 to 60 grand US in profit a year clean. But just didn't quite get.
Do you know the beauty about being an entrepreneur? You only have to get it right once. It's the same as someone who has a hit record and who gets publishing on the check. You get it right once. That's it. So you have to keep firing at the board. Sharon, let's get R-rated. Let's talk about the product that you've got, which is quite a funny one.
The R-rated. Well, I no longer sell it, thank God.
No. Yeah.
So I sell in the beauty and the baby. I've got 2 beauty brands and 1 baby brand. Both the beauty brands are different, hence why we have 2 separate ones. And one of the brands the products have adhesive to them. So I'm just thinking about how I'm going to explain the product.
Just tell them what it is. Look, there's no.
Okay, first of all, it's okay. So wait, no, I want to tell the story, how we got into it.
Tell the story.
So so about I think it was like we're now in 2020, so it was early 2018. My supplier sent me a message and she's like, hey, we've got this new range of products and it kind of fits in with your range of products, although it totally didn't now that I really think about it. And it's basically an adhesive G-string. Are you interested in it? And I was like, what's an adhesive G-string? And it was kind of like at the same time when, let's say, the Kardashians were like becoming really, 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 really big. And well, they were already huge, but they were becoming bigger. So you're men. So for women watching this, or men in general, a lot of women, when they go out and they wear, what's a nice word for a slutty clothing, where they're showing, they don't want to wear underwear. So they wear either nothing or they have an adhesive G-string. Now, in theory, it sounds like a genius product because it solves a problem that many, many, many women need.
Right.
But let's think about it again. It's an adhesive G-string, so it's got an adhesive on the part.
So it sticks on, basically.
It sticks on the front and on the back. So I got samples from the product. Never used it myself, but I did get samples, and the material was fine and nice. But I'd never actually stuck it on the area itself. But I did try it on my on to make sure
on your arm.
Sticks. Make sure it sticks. So we had it in a 3-pack. It was a black, white, and skin color. And we were like, I don't know, the third people on Amazon to sell it. No one had sold it. It was very, very new. But I really believed in it because why
wouldn't you? It's a stick-on G-strong. I'll
explain to you why I really also believed in it. Because at the time, Kim Kardashian was putting up images of herself where she was basically using duct tape to hold up her boobs for also. So it made sense because these types of products, Norman's like, what the hell are you talking about? It made sense at the time. It was actually a genius product had it actually worked. So the first review we got was a 1-star review where a woman had worn it.
Go on, tell us what happened. What did the review say?
And what would be the word? It basically she was walking and it just like came off in the middle, like which would look like a pad to anyone.
No, right.
So it was just like so it was thank God I'd only ordered 500 units of it at the time because I wanted to try it. I always start with lower amounts when I'm trialing a product, especially if it hasn't come to market yet. So in theory, it would have been a genius product had it actually worked. We did manage somehow to sell out of the entire products. I decided not to continue with it, although it actually does sell. Some of them sell well today on Amazon, but we didn't continue with the product, obviously. There were some good reviews there, but most of them, just the risk of again, getting reviews like that, So that's the product. It was going back in time and thinking about it. I probably should have sent out some trials to women that they would have tried it. Women will try anything. They would have tried it. It is a product that makes sense because there's a version of this that sells very, very well on Amazon that is basically tape for the breast. And it sells. It's like a $200,000, $300,000 market on Amazon. Actually, it could even be more. So it made sense. I don't really think that it was like a huge mistake because I just should have done more product research at the time.
For a better word, where did it all come unstuck?
I'm
thinking like the embarrassment for a poor lady that used that stick on, right? That design, think it's great. And then she's in the middle of a club, it comes off, and someone thinks it's something else, right?
That's exactly
and she's mortified, and she can't go back there again, and she can't show her face in that city ever again. So basically, you've ruined that person's life.
I mean, there were a few different types of reviews. Some of them were a bit X-rated. I'm not going to get into all of them, but that specific review was the first review that it had. I actually don't know how it kept selling for a while with that 1-star review. Don't know why anyone would buy it, but it all kind of became bad when we were just getting 1-star reviews one after the other. In general. And to be really honest, if I'm really honest with you, if at that time of my life I wasn't so busy, I probably could have made it a much better product. I still don't think it's a terrible product. I could have made it a much better, or maybe added something else to it. In principle, it was genius. It makes sense.
Honestly, I don't see like you explaining that to me as it doesn't not make sense. Does that make sense? Like I can't find the words for it, but basically, if people want to replicate that look and they don't want to go down that road, why not? If they're using breast tape, etc., why would that not work? Generally speaking, but it's the side effects is when it falls off is the problem, isn't it? Because of that. That's where it comes in because people are left mortified from the product, and you can't take that back. You can't unsee that, can you?
No, but it was it's generally speaking, it did solve a problem. If anyone can find an improvement on it, it's actually a very smart product, because this is also those types of products I always tell people that I coach. If you can find products that also people are embarrassed to go in and buy in shops, not everyone is like, these are the types of products that do make sense. And, you know, there's always people in the world that like certain things that, you know, not twisted, I'm not going to show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where these types of products, this specifically was under, I think it was under clothing. It was actually under the clothing on Amazon category.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was that. I'm not going to share more about it because it's just going to be too like X-rated for this. But there were a few other reviews of different rashes and things like that. It was just horrible. I've never shared this with anyone online. So now you all know about this horrific product that I once had.
But this is where people get to learn. We can have a joke about that situation. It's in the past, but people that listen to this show, even though it's done in jest, it's still invaluable for them deciding on products, because we'll speak about stuff and they go, Jesus, I nearly went in on that market. We've seen the comments before, haven't we, Norm? When it's like, oh shit, I'm glad I didn't touch that. Back round the clock. Sharon, you have one more to go, don't you?
Yeah, so I've actually already spoken about this. This was my first product ever on Amazon. Not X-rated or anything, just a normal beauty product. So my first product ever on Amazon was magnetic eyelashes, but before the newer version, there's now a newer version that actually works. So I'm talking to my first private label product, because we did wholesale before that. So private label. Basically, the way that magnetic eyelashes work for you men is that there's one, so it's like it's fake eyelashes, and you have one part at the top, one part at the bottom. There's a magnet here, and then they stick together. And
they clamp, It's
supposed to be amazing. Now, when I, for those of you who don't know, I'm originally from New Zealand, but I live in Israel. I've been living in Israel for the last 10 years. So when I moved to Israel and I didn't really know what to do with my life, at some point I went and learned makeup, because I couldn't find myself and I didn't know the language and all of that nice stuff. So I had a really, really good understanding of makeup and blah, blah, blah. So when the magnetic eyelashes just hit, like they just became a thing, they weren't a huge thing yet, but they were just a thing. We knew about it in advance already. So I knew that it was going to be like this huge thing and it was going to be amazing. And I had all sorts of samples, and we made sure that we got eyelashes that were not made out of, like they were cruelty-free eyelashes, and did like this, like really everything that I really would expect anyone to do. And we sold really well, but the product just didn't work. Meaning, so the samples that lessons here, how the whole process of it. When you get a sample of a product, usually they're going to send you like, you know, the best sample that they have, right? The product that we got, they were like this, they were curvy. But what the customers got was like this. So now you've got women with straight eyelashes instead of curly eyelashes. Now the thing is, and I really don't know, maybe it was because it was like ages ago, but even with the ones, there were surprisingly 5-star reviews. And this is at the time, like, I think we bought them for like, I think landing cost was like $2.50, something like that. And at the time we were selling them close to $30 because they were just becoming a thing. It was like the perfect product in the world and the lead time on it was like 2 weeks. It was like, honestly, an amazing product. And then we had a lot, probably like, I'm not kidding, like 5 or 6 1-star reviews in a row. At some stage, the listing was taken down. And that was tough because it was the first product that you know I had come up with to come up with private label. What I learned from that was not to sell cheap, shitty products. Basically, that was A. B, I learned that, to be honest, someone went and made a much better version of this. So today there's an eyeliner. The eyelashes stick onto the eyeliner and it sells like this market. It's like $1 million market on Amazon. It's like crazy. I think it's like, I can't remember what it is on brand analytics, but like the keywords for magnetic eyelashes, it's like crazy. And not just in America, in Europe, like it's a huge market. So maybe I shouldn't, like today, because I've been speaking about it a lot lately, and then I was looking at the market again. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have let it go. Maybe I should have actually improved it, because somebody did go and invent this eyeliner that sticks to it. But that was the first product. That was my first product. It was a fail because it didn't work, but we still made money on it, because even with 1-star reviews, we were still selling it like crazy at the time. But we didn't reorder. We didn't continue with it just because of the whole quality issue that we had there. And it was also when I just started, so I was a lot more scared. Like today, I have no fear. So, you know, and also if I was to get a product and it didn't really work that well, I wouldn't probably give up like that, like I did then. So on the product. Did you lose money on that product? No, we made money on that product. Cool. We didn't lose any money. We just, that's why I said it wasn't a failed product, as in failed because we didn't make money. We made quite a bit of money on it, but it failed as in the sense of it was just not a good product. It was just shitty. It was just like really bad quality, and it was just not a good product. But yeah, I kind of regret today that we didn't go into the next version of it, because there's like, it's honestly, it's like a crazy market today. So, and had we stuck from back then, but yeah, that's the two products that we have. That we've got more fails, but I can't share them because we still sell similar things.
Norm, COVID-19, you've fucked up this product twice. Is that right?
Yeah, I've done a really great job on it. So, okay, so let me go back. So this happened prior to the whole COVID thing, but I don't know if anybody knows, but our family now owns a factory in Taiwan and this one's in China, that makes hand sanitizer or wipes for cleaning screens and stuff like that. So, you know, this is timely. So what ended up happening prior to buying the factory or getting the factory, we used a broker, Freddie the broker. And anyways, what had happened was he decided that he was going to make an adjustment on the product to save, I think it was 1/4 of a penny or less per product. So this came, it was just a package that was lined, that you put alcohol in and then a wipe. So you take it out and you can clean anything. What he didn't do was put in the liner. So this little liner that packaged the package that kept the EPA in there. So it's the alcohol, it's the cleaning agent. When $100,000 worth of product came in and sat there, everything bled through. So when people were getting it, not only were the boxes all moist and awful, but the package, all you saw was a brown and purple blob. Like it wore, all the alcohol came right through. Jeez. So, I mean, it was ugly. And of course that was it. 100 grand gone. See you later. So the next one is even better. So Freddie, our broker.
Okay, Freddy Krueger by the sounds of it.
That's what he is. Oh man. So we decided, we're going to be green. We're going to come out with a new wipe that's going to be non-alcoholic or non-alcohol. And we're going to hit the green market with this. So, okay, that's very good. We went out and we did this. Well, what you have to do is you have to put in the preservative. So no preservative, guess what? A bank bought a ton of these. They open it up. It's mold and mildew. They ended up having to close and evacuate the bank. They closed the bank because of the milk content or the mold that just oozed out of these cleaning wipes. And anyways, yeah, that had to be pulled.
Jesus Christ! How much has Freddy Krueger cost you on that one? So he's just dumped 100 grand on one. How much is this one?
Oh gosh, that would have been pretty close. It was another container, so probably about that. So anyway, no longer Freddie. We opened up our own factory, all our machines, and now everything's good.
I've got an interesting one for you, which wasn't it wasn't a failure. We just stopped doing the product. But basically, this was my first product, was literally a bag of rocks that absorbed odors. Literally, a foil bag, you put rocks inside them and you stuck a label on them and sold them for $16 on Amazon. Every month I made at least a clear $5 profit on that product. Easy. But some of the crazy fucking reviews that we'd get on it, like for instance, because it was an absorbent material. I'll give you an example of one of the reviews. And this is back then, we're going 2015. This is where you could phone a customer, right? And you had the details. Not that you should, but I phoned a few just to find out what was going on. One of them wanted to get rid of the smells, like, because normally you do it for smoke and stuff like that, right? These rocks. And so what people would use them for was baffling. So there was a woman that she, instead of contacting pest control, like a Rentokil or something like that, she'd have a dead carcass under the floor of her house. Then she'll put the rocks underneath there, expecting one bag would absorb the smell. And I said, but you don't understand that the body decomposes and it will go through different cycles. So you might feel that it's got some of the odors. Why do you not want to contact like a pest control company? Well, I just thought I'd use this. And so they'd give them a 1-star review. Another person had a pig farm. And they thought that one bag of these rocks that covers 2 square meters, right, is going to take care of the smell of a pig farm. And there was another person that would smoke 20 to 40 cigarettes a day in their house. And they wondered why it didn't get rid of the odors. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, if you're a landlord and you run a property, then what happens, the people used to smoke in the house prior to that, you'd clean the place, but to get rid of the lingering odors that's left, you use this absorbent rocks. And over a period of time, they would absorb. But I ended up getting rid of the product because it went down, the review score went down to about 2.6. There was just nothing, there was no kind of explaining, no matter how often we rewrote the listing, people are goddamn stupid and they are lazy. And they will buy shit and then they want to kind of project their hatred onto you because they think spending $16 is a cure. And even what someone actually said in the review, and this is one of the reasons why I stopped selling it, was because they were complaining about the product. They say like it was snake oil and everything else. And I'm like, well, it's not snake oil. You just bought it and you know what, like another one was damp. Someone had damp in the house. So instead of going to a company and saying, I've clearly got damp in my basement, they want one bag of rocks to solve the damp underneath the property completely without going in and actually peeling the plaster off the wall, dealing with the damp and spending what, 2.5 grand's worth of costs in order to do that. So we end up getting rid of that product because in the end, I just had enough of it because the review score is going down and down. And there was no way you could control the reviews, and you can't control people's stupidity, even though it wasn't used for that. And we'd have each of our lifestyle images. It will show you what it can be used for. And then in the end, I was actually putting lifestyle images up for what it can't be used for. So there's an example of a product that was very profitable for what it was. When you think about it, it's a foil bag, some rocks. You seal the foil bag, you stick a label on it. It's not rocket science, right? But sell that for $16 on Amazon, and people did buy it. But the people that bought it for the real reasons loved it, and we got lots of reorders, especially from businesses, because they would use these rocks in restaurants and pubs where people would smoke outside. So like that, they address it instead of just having stones. Normal stones, they will put these rocks in beer gardens and places like that because it controls the odor of what's going on. So Danny, you're saying some products fail because people are dumb. Glad I'm not the only one with that experience. Listen, there's a lot of people on this planet who will do stupid things. I will do dumb things sometimes, but what people want is they need to have a blame mechanism, right? So if they buy something, like if I sell you something and you buy it and you use it completely for something else, then you blame me. What am I meant to say, right? It's the same with you. And the thing is, the customer's always right, and you've got no control over it. It's different if it was misleading. It's different if you built a listing, lied all about it, people bought it, and it didn't work. Or you bought this product and it just simply didn't work. Not even you lied about it. It was just literally rocks in the bag, you know. And there were some returns where people actually, I got them sent back from Amazon. I looked in there and I'm like, there is no way they weren't what got sent out. Someone was taking the piss. They'd obviously emptied out and gone in their back garden and got a load of rocks and all the grasses, and then they sent it back and say, this is no good. Do you know what I mean? You know what they're up to.
Absolutely. And they're the sort of people, they're the customers that get your listing shut down as well. You know,
exactly. One of the
effective and whatnot.
Because we sold that in the UK as well. It mainly worked in the US, but when we did ship it to the UK, that listing got suspended. I can't remember exactly what it said, but there was a lady said, I choked on this powder that was in the bag, but there wasn't no powder. What it is when the rocks rub together like that, they're creating the powder. And so she made up this story. Then we looked it up on Wikipedia. I gave it to a chemist to look at. He said, no, it's just nonsense. They've just made it up. They're saying that her face welled up. So that product then was done and dusted in the UK, but it was still selling in the US. But in the end, you know, when you just have enough of something, it's like, it doesn't matter how much money that you make out of it. It just becomes painful. It becomes a problem. And it's like, do you really want to be selling stuff that people misunderstand? So in the end, you can carry on as you go. And the other reason I was looking at is like, if we're down to 2.4, 2.6, right? What happens when you've got a container load or, you know, a few pallets sitting on the ocean and then suddenly the listing gets suspended? You're caught in between. So what we did, we sold through the stock and just closed that listing off. It's about 2.5 years ago now. Chris, what's your next story?
Right. Yeah, this is actually one that is still for sale on Amazon. So if anybody wants to buy this product, it's a really good product.
Yeah.
And I'm going to share it again if that's okay. So everybody can see what it is. For the podcast listeners, maybe Danny, you might want to describe what you're seeing when you see this one, because this is actually a bit of a tricky one to explain.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll try and explain how this actually happens. So this is a product that I found on a website here in Australia.
It looks like a toilet roll holder with M&Ms inside of a capsule.
Correct. That's exactly what it looks like. Okay, this is probably the stupidest thing. This is where you fall in love with the product. Now I'll explain the story really quickly. I found this product actually on a website that I love to look at every so often. It's called australianmade.com.au. So this is an Australian invention. And it's a mum and pop type enterprise up in Brisbane, which is north of where I live. And they invented this product, which is a baby rattle that attaches to your phone. And what it enables you to do, in fact, there's a video on here that I managed to sneak onto the listing. So maybe I can play that video. So it'll take about 30 seconds and you'll be able to see how it works if the video is still there. Did Amazon keep it here? It did. Good. Have we got time? 13 seconds for a video?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we get the audio through, but let's play it, see what happens.
Well, there's not much audio apart from just hearing a rattle. So what this product does is you attach it to your phone. You can see the person spinning the rattle, and then the baby gets the attention of the product, and then you take the perfect picture.
It's actually kind of smart.
Yeah,
it's a really great product. Trust me, it's awesome. It really works, and it's not just kids, but also pets as well. You get their attention, you take a great picture, right? So, anyway, I got on the phone to the owners of this product and immediately placed an order because I just thought this is a ripper. I think on Amazon it's going to sell really well. And then, so I'm about $2,000 into this product when I start to build out a listing on Amazon and then go, what are the keywords?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the search is intense not there because you haven't supplied. You need to create the demand on this product. So as seen on TV. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really bad idea on Amazon. If there's no current demand, there's no keyword demand. Anyway, so then what happened was that, all right, so we got the listing up, we got the inventory in. I mean, we're already cooked. So I tried to go with the gift idea for new mums and that sort of thing. They were the sort of keywords that I was focusing in on. Started running some Amazon ads. Ever tried to run an Amazon ads for a gift idea for new mum on at the time, a $15 product that cost about $4 each? So anyway, I still have about 80 units of this product. So if anybody out there wants to buy one of these fantastic products, they're basically, I am just clearing them out at cost, trying to get my money back. This product's actually been on Amazon now for almost 2.5 years. So, so please buy.
Chris, you need to change the main image, even if it'll be like against TOS, and because you can't tell what it is. You need to have like a phone or something and just write that it's not included. And B, what about trying keywords for like milestone blankets or any photography type ones? You know, it'll be possibly like you'll get the click-through rate won't be that good, but because it's actually a genius product. It's actually very, very smart. Yeah. Can't that be the main image? Yeah,
I'll swap it out now while we're talking. This is like a counseling session.
You should definitely change the main image because it's actually genius. And you just need to market it correctly and get outside of Amazon traffic.
You know, and the only other problem is as well, you've got Amazon Launchpad, which is about as useful as a chocolate ashtray. I don't know anyone who's managed to get success with that.
Sorry, Danny.
No, you finish.
Wrong market. Absolutely wrong market. Yeah. Great product. You should do free plus shipping. That's your market.
I'm just writing that down now. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that's a $1 million market for that product.
Yeah,
you should do Pinterest ads for it as well. That's like a totally Pinterest type of product as well,
isn't it? And video obviously really helps sell it too. So and then we also got like 1 rating on this product. The person that left the review or the rating didn't even leave a review. It was just a rating that just popped up a couple of weeks back or a month or 2 ago. No idea what the issue was. Anyway. So,
I feel like having a baby just to buy the product because I think it's so smart.
You had me at M&M's.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you what, because when my son was really, really, really little, it would be really difficult to get his attention. And you'd always have to be like, do all that kind of stuff. So I just think it's really smart. You have to like help them sell that product to like, you should get that. You could do a lot of things with that product outside of Amazon.
Yeah, just busy.
I think it's smart.
Just too busy. I haven't got time. But look. So check out australiamade.com.au and do a search for a baby focus phone rattle thing. And I'm sure you'll find it. You'll find it there, and you can have a chat with the owners. It's Dave and Amanda up in Brizzy. They're lovely, lovely people. I felt so bad that I couldn't make that one work for them, but that's okay.
How many products have you got left, Chris?
I've got 1 left.
So you got 1 left?
Yeah.
Okay. We've got 52 minutes. Shall I do the biscotti?
Go on.
Right. Okay. Anyone knows if they know Biscotti Biscuits? It's Italian biscuits that go with coffee, right? Mm-hmm. So on my little rampage of trying to go into the food category back in the day and selling stupid amounts of, tried to sell stupid large side dog food that like $5 or $8 pounds a click, something crazy like that, which kind of put my dog career to an end. The Biscotti Biscuits one was an interesting one because I worked with the manufacturers, a third party, and they're like, really like what you do, but in order to make this work on Amazon, we have to sell this above £10. It's not going to work, and you can't do like these 2-packs and everything else. So they made these beautiful boxes, really nice designed, and then these biscottis, I think they had like 16, like it's a variety pack, really nice. You open the top, inside was an additional box, done lovely, all manufactured in the UK, so it was nice, expensive to bring to market, rather than it being cheaper based obviously in places like China. So I thought it'd be a really good idea on that. And we didn't do enough keyword research. And back then we had access to an AMS account as you did when you gave away your dead on arrival product in order to open up the doors to use AMS to market your product. So basically I hammered it on PPC, both in AMS and obviously sponsored products from Seller Central side. And there wasn't any real search volume for Biscotti Biscuits, right? Because why would there be? It's Italian biscuits that go with coffee. They're expensive. So I tried to advertise on biscuits, which I did, nailed it. You know, it's fantastic. No conversions, everything else. And what I realized after a while is Willy Wonka here and his chocolate factory didn't take into consideration that people buy a shit ton of biscuits, like a bag for a tenner, like broken biscuits and everything else. Like, so they're happy to spend money on like liters of ghetto biscuits, but they're not going to spend on a variety pack like that. So that's what really killed that product. Is the long tail obviously wasn't there because it's the UK. It was too niched, and going after the main head keyword, which had plenty of search volume, had no value around it, because why would they, when they want to buy a shit ton of biscuits, when you can buy loads? Why would you buy one in a flashy little box like that? And so that is the failure of that one. So we parked that one pretty quickly. The what was the other one that we did? The bath caddy. That wasn't so bad, but that was a friend's product. And so what happened, he decided he wanted to do a bath caddy. You've probably seen some in the memes group, you know, when you're over the top with the lifestyle images. Some people's got like a bottle of wine, cheese, grapes. Have you seen the pictures?
Yeah.
But we didn't do that. But there was pictures going around in the memes group. Check out FBA memes on Facebook. We have a group there where we have a piss take there as well. But going back to the product itself, like these were retail. It was in the US. They were retailing like $35 or whatever. By the time he brought it to market, every fucker had gone into this market. It's like and like he was stuck with these luxury bath caddies because he made adjustments on them and everything else. And he had a special spray as well, because what people don't realize, I think Norm mentioned about this, when you're working wood and dealing with moisture and stuff, in order to avoid that, they need to be lacquered with a water-based lacquer. And from that will protect the materials from shrinking and expanding, especially when they're traveling on the ship and stuff. So the thing is, what happened with that is back then when times have changed in terms of getting ranking your keywords with PPC. We know it's possible, but you can't bludgeon the way to the top. So what we did back then is that we used, because we didn't want to give them away, it was too expensive to give these products away. But back then we're able just to bludgeon the way to the top. We dropped the price, got some sales velocity. We end up selling the product out and getting to break even. We got it to the bestseller badge and everything else. So we got him out of the product and he came out clean. But we had to take the risk of dropping a product that was retailing for $34.99, costing $11 or $12 to build and land, and selling that to $17.99. So it was really good value for money. Sell the first few units through and then slowly increase the price. Won the best seller badge, then the velocity went up organically, then pulled back on the PPC, then sold the product through. So he eventually came out clean, but it's a waste of a year because how long it took to get the product to market. The market got trashed, and then obviously it couldn't compete whilst in the market, especially with people bringing the prices down. And love the fact that he come on and be brutally honest about products. We're not all infallible, we all fail, and you can learn a lot more from failure than you can just from winning. So that's important to know. Dan O'Donnell has popped this question in twice. Let's get this answered for him. He says, time for a question, guys. Could you please talk about insurance during shipping? I've been sourcing for China for years, but don't have a good understanding of what happens if goods are damaged or lost before they reach Amazon. Do freight forwarders tend to have insurance, or the shipping trucking companies ? How is value determined if lost? Thanks for taking my question. Who wants to take this one?
I reckon Norm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had that last week, didn't we? You can definitely, you want to check out with your logistics provider, if they have insurance. Matter of fact, we were talking recently about if you're picking up, and it's called X Works rather than FOB. So if you're picking up and you're delivering the product from your manufacturer's door, you want to make sure that whoever's doing that part of it has insurance. Most of these people we found don't.
Yeah.
So we found a ton of and it all started. We were doing something with a new client, and we were trying to get it delivered to the port, and the people that we were looking at, we thought for sure that they had insurance, and they had nothing. So we wanted to make sure that they were covered. We want to make sure that we were covered. So you want to, even yourself, it's not a bad idea to have insurance, on your products that are coming in. You can call, I know Michelle Love, that was a person that, she knows the business inside and out, and she could probably help anybody with that. But get yourself covered, and make sure that you cover it at the right amount. If you're worried about tax, or if you're worried about anything else, make sure you got the proper coverage, because when that $100,000 shipment comes in, you're screwed. I mean, there's, and it happened to us. So yeah, be prepared. And the amount that it's like your inspection. It doesn't cost you much. It costs you $300, $400 to do a proper inspection. Well, why not throw it on to your insurance as well?
Yeah, makes sense. Martin says, Sharon, could you have sent the sample to your inspection company to make sure they check it up against the order? I'm not sure which one because that was an earlier question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which product that was relating to, but obviously inspection play a role. Yeah.
It doesn't matter because first of all, I get an inspection. If you watched me and Kian on Danny's show last week, we spoke about the fact that I get an inspection every single order, every single time, no matter how long I've been working with the supplier. But it doesn't matter about these specific products because I had samples sent to me, and I also had the inspection companies go there, but the inspection company can't go and try the magnetic eyelashes on themselves, and they can't go and try the adhesive G-string themselves. So it doesn't. These are the types of products where, the magnetic eyelashes, I probably could have done a better job at that specifically, but the adhesive G-string one, it was just the type of product where the market's going to have to tell you, or you're going to have to trial it on actual human beings.
Jason says, the call is great. Thanks for sharing. Love hearing these. I think it's funny, isn't it? Because it's when people go down the motorway and they see a car crash, they all slow down and stop. Like the products thing, everyone wants to tune in. Yeah, it's like, oh, what failed products? It's like it draws you to it. But yeah, if people get to learn out of it, that is the main thing. Juan says, great stories. Thanks for sharing. Saibi says, I want an odorless rucksack. Okay, I won't even go with the connotations there. Joanna says, shit ton of biscuits. Brilliant. Dan says, thanks for answering that, Norm. Annalise says, too funny, but great lessons. Thanks all. Excellent. Sharon, what's the best way people can reach you?
People can find me in my Facebook group, Amazon FBA Alphas. They can find me on YouTube, Sharon Evan. They can send me a message on Facebook, Sharon Evan, or they can send me an email, which will probably be complicated, but it's sharon@amazonalphacoaching.com.
Cool. Excellent. Guys, stay home, stay safe. Much love. Take care.
See you later.